How's it going, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to game number 2 here at the ELSA season qualifiers, powered by MSI, hosted by the ELSA organizers. Naturally, today we are joined again by Mr. Mad Hatton for game number 2. Game number 1, Jace Effect had quite a good combo going into the laning phase. Started off a bit rough when the team fight started after the 10-minute mark, and then they just came back into it and pushed it into the end, giving them the victory overall. Interesting picks, interesting bans already just because of that game.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, the few initiations they had early game wasn't so great, but after a while, when they gained that leverage, they pulled off. Literally, it just got them the victory. I mean, they team orientation, their coordination, everything all together just worked, and yeah, that's what got them the victory. Looks like they're going for something very similar. Maybe.
I want to point out the first 3 bans, though. The Oracle being picked up at the AA is banned out for Jace Effect. However, Team Solid banned out the Chen, the IO, and the Nature's Prophet. This is the 3 heroes that get banned out by OG, just like probably the most in the pro scenes as well. These 3 heroes are such a nuisance to deal with. We just saw what the IO and Oracle could do in terms of the game. So Team Solid going for the last sort of support healer other than a Witch Doctor probably, which is the Omni Knight. Again, big team fight. Again, big push or big push once they get past the laning phase, pushing down towers, making sure that the rest of the team stays alive. We could be expecting a lot of team fight for them. I wouldn't even be surprised if the Void comes out, but we'll have to wait and see. It's probably going to be an offlane pick here. The Drow Ranger naturally not going to be picked up that much, just because of the fact that in the triangles she used to be able to farm because of the one hit to the ancient creeps. Now it doesn't count it to the ancients anymore. It does to the normal creeps, but she's not able to catch up from behind as much as she used to. Omni Knight, the Witch Doctor being picked up, and Jace Effect just go for this Dark Seer again.
Yeah, that's Doxia. Huh, I've seen some pretty good Doxia plays this season, and especially Doxia is in the new meta at this moment. I don't care what anyone says. They made him stronger.
He is quite strong now. He's his abilities, his combos, his setup. It's annoying to deal with, and in the laning phase, it's still a nuisance.
No, definitely. Once he's level 20, good luck.
Especially with the fact that the range, it seems like the range agility heroes are not being picked up that much as cores. Like we just mentioned, Drow's not going to be there. You're not going to pick a Wind Ranger as a support anytime soon. It is this Monkey King, Juggernaut, still Sven, still PA, still Ursa kind of a meta for the cores. Even Spectre, a bit arguably Spectre, but it is still there. Anti-Mage as well. So Jace Effect, the Dark Seer and the offlane just gives them so much control. It sort of limits the pool that Team Solid have to pick of what they play against this Dark Seer in the lane.
Radiant team's turn to ban.
I don't know. Once it hits that late game, I'm not entirely sure what's going to happen. I mean, Dark Seer, Oracle. I mean, we did see them play with the Oracle a game before that, but will the same players be taking the characters? I'm not entirely sure.
This is actually swapped around because Team Solid had the Dark Seer in game 1, so picking up the Dark Seer in game 2.
You can play it better now.
He's just saying, let me show you how to do this wombo combo thingy. You missed a vacuum or 2 there. I'll show you how to do it. The Omni Knight and the Witch Doctor seem to be the offlane combo. It could still mean the Witch Doctor going in the safe lane. Maledict being quite a nuisance to deal with. So I'm expecting a big call for Team Solid, and this is why the Jace Effect obviously also picked up this Dark Seer, because if they have something like the Blade Fury coming out on the Juggernaut with the Maledict, it's always annoying to deal with. But now the Dark Seer can just stand back a bit. He's still farming up as long as those Iron Shells are on the creep wave. So very good for them. Lifestealer being banned out, Leshrac being banned out. It seems like both teams want to pick off. They want to be able to get cores that don't need the BKBs too early in the team fights.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, all I know is that tonight we want to see with their second game now is more good team fights, because I mean that's all it is at the end of the night. It's just
Radiant team's turn to pick.
pure mayhem. We just want to see what goes down, which combos work better, and which team is just better. You know, just this is what esports comes down to.
The amount of sustain for this team of Team Solid. I mean, you could still pick up. It was arguable until the Necrophos of picking up something like Timbersaw, picking up something that does, you know, you need to have a lot of tankiness, a lot of late game. Is this the game where the Jace effect have to go for the anti-mage and create space for him to farm in order to win this game? Because this Necrophos, this Earthshaker Necrophos going to be able to build the GG boots, Omni Knights there, big ults, big team fight, the Earthshaker now being picked up as well. You probably just need like Alchemist or even Radiance builders.
An issue, actually. Team Solid can easily get thrown off.
10 seconds
Because I mean,
remaining.
Jace Effect's draft right now is it's
5
actually
seconds
beating
remaining.
theirs.
It seems they have the better control, especially with rotations and pickoffs in the early game. So it is going to be the Lina picked up for Jace Effect, a lot of burst damage for them. So Lincoln Sphere is probably going to be rushed here by the Necrophos and whoever is their carry at this stage. I'm assuming this Necrophos is going into the safe lane. It could be a mid lane Necrophos, which is why the Lina was picked up. It works really well against it. So I'm expecting Team Solid to go with a carry, a core still. However, the Necrophos, like I mentioned, could move into that position as well. Drow Ranger being banned for Team Solid. But you need the Anti-Mage, surely.
Radiant team's turn to pick.
Maybe. Oh yes, there we go. Exactly what you were expecting.
So I'm saying, like, why ban out the Drow? Just ban out the Anti-Mage because, I mean, if you banned out the Anti-Mage, they could still have gone for the Medusa, but the Medusa... Yeah, okay, Medusa is probably a bit better though, right? Because Medusa can stand in a team fight and just deal deadshot damage to everyone, even though you're healing. It's not like you have that big burst damage to nuke down the shield that she has. So, but Anti-Mage picked up for the Jace effect.
Mystic Snake alone just prolongs his shield.
Definitely, when it gets to the Roshan fights, having the Medusa would have meant a lot for them. But this Anti-Mage now, going to be the one that farms up, going to be the space. So the space is definitely there. Oracle, the Fortune's End is there. They do have the stun from the Lion. They have follow-up with Lina. They have very big burst damage with this Lion-Lina combo. The Darkseer are going to be able to push this solid safe lane for the Dire side. So Team Solid need to, in terms of a core, it's a safe lane, it's bottom lane. You're probably still just opting to go for the Juggernaut.
Oh no, definitely. I mean, if they do pick that Juggernaut, oh, they go Ursa instead. A nice status resistance though, that can help.
And the damage reduction actually has the new set for it, so that looks pretty cool. But secondly, the fact that they're opting to go for the early game. If you're playing against the anti-mage, they just said, you know, screw this. We have tower push, more or less, with the Necrophos, a bit with the Earthshaker as well. We have the control, we have team fight, and we have a lot of sustain to keep this Ursa alive. Let's just run at them in the early game, take down those towers, push the high ground fights, let the Earthshaker, you know, follow up with anything that the Necrophos is doing, and just annihilate them before this whole 30-minute mark where anti-mage starts annihilating your team. A very good pickup for Team Solid, definitely reading the game perfectly for what they want to execute right now, at least, which is a lot of sustain for the team and the perfect hero combos to do that with.
Oh no, definitely. I mean, this is going to be quite crazy. There's not a lot of tankiness on the Jace effector, but I mean, they do really have late game possibility as well as Team Solid. Well, this is going to be quite a tricky game.
I actually wanted to ask if they could go for the Lycan, because it seemed like they didn't have the split push for Team Solid. Once they a bit behind, you have the anti-mage. You could go for the Lycan, but the argument of the Lycan is it does fall behind quite far. It was literally just when it gets to maybe the 25-minute mark and you have to start asking yourself, okay, we need to still keep pressure in the other lanes that the anti-mage isn't in. We still need to be able to get the pickoffs in order to control these waves, maybe get a Roshan as well a bit later in the game. And Lycan would have fit that role kind of good, but it seems the Ursa is going to be... Ursa Witch Doctor combo is pretty good as well. If you take the Overpower level 2, you have the Maledict, you have the Cask, there's the Stun, you have the Fury Swipes, so...
Do you think this might be a Witch Doctor that does the Restoration build?
The
Restoration build, Witch Doctor is quite crazy.
So Witch Doctor typically went for the 102 in terms of the first 3 levels. You'd go, especially if you're going with the Ursa in the lane, you'd go with the Maledict. He goes with the Fury Swipes, or level 1, you would have to have Maledict in there. They can still do damage, right? Especially with the stacks that's coming out.
Look at this, a full team is gonna come up now. We're gonna see a great team initiation right here.
It's 3 heroes, 4.
3 on 3.
They break the smoke.
That can be done.
They wanted to do a lot more damage. The Earthshaker block is going to be able to block off this Lion, now taking a lot of damage for the anti-mage. They're probably focusing the wrong hero. I would have just gone for the supports, right? Going for the Lion, going for the Oracle. Probably the Lion was the best option, and it's more or less a wasted smoke. The Fortune's End, it's going to be there. However, there is still the healing from the Omni Knight, so you shouldn't be taking this fight. If you are dire, you still need to be able to back off, and what if...
Oh, wow.
That was just...
What?
Tidehunter can just go to sleep.
Yeah.
They have their own.
Steal these bounties. No, they're fighting before the bounties have even spawned yet. This is crazy.
They look like they'll get the initiation. The Switch Doctor. The herb was going to be there. They have the healing. He dropped very low. If the fissure wasn't there from the Oracle to block off the Oracle, it definitely would have been first blood for this side of Jace Effect, and that was a pretty good block. This Earthshaker just proving that he's his money worth. Going for the paralyzing cask. We do so. While I was busy explaining, we do see a lot of people in Witch Doctor go for a 1-2-1 build where you just want to be able to get a pick off and sustain, and you're going to have to sustain in the lane where Ursa is playing up against these double Ion Shell, triple Ion Shell heroes. Fighting underneath his tower is still fine.
If they no doubts, he's gonna be able to get the kill down there if they can focus him down.
Dude, nice. Top lane. So Earthshaker goes down first. It's a very good combo for them in terms of Oracle with the Lion, right?
Oh yeah, their tri lanes is crazy. I'm not gonna lie at all. Hey, I mean they've got that down.
Down bottom, the Switch Doctor's taking a lot of damage. She does manage to juke out, so. They have to start getting this level 2 up before they even pressure this Darkseer, but Darkseer is already level 2 and he does have the Surge top lane now.
Yeah, Darkseer is pushing it, say.
Omni Knight, the stun does come out. He does have the healing, however the fissure block will be there, and it's a pretty good combo for the Team Solid as well. Keeping this, but this anti-mage is getting a lot of farm. 7 and 6 in the last hits versus the 5 and 0 on the Ursa. The countering Ursa, it's definitely not looking good if the anti-mage has such a good start already. We're not even focusing on mid lane. This Luna is level 2 versus the Necrophos. Necrophos just hit level 3. Luna will probably hit level 3 now, so Dragon Slave doing a lot more damage. They do have the Death Pulse as well. But there's not a lot you can do in terms of this offlane. This duo offlane of the Earthshaker versus the Omni Knight. They need to be able to get kills, but you're taking way too much damage. The Fortune's End is going to be there. The healing is going to be there. The Fissure is going to be able to block them in, but he also blocks his own Omni Knight, now taking a lot of right-click damage. He doesn't have the mana. He will be able to use the self. The stun is going to be there to follow up. It's just going to need 1 or 2 more hits. It's going to be the 2 hits. And the Courier dropping low as well. Oracle? You're chasing a bit far. The Cask is going to be there.
Seriously not going to focus this down.
They probably just need to bring up the Ursa here and move the Omni Knight down bottom road.
Yeah.
Omni Knight can deal with that Ion Shells, and then the Ursa can contest this Anti-Mage. But this double stun, the stun with the Fortune's End follow-up, it's like they channel them up perfectly, and it is going to be the Fortune's End used. The stun is going to be there, looking for the second right-click Purifying Flame going to be used, and it does secure the kill.
What? Wow, well played. They've definitely got the positioning down. Yeah, I mean they're letting this anti-mage farm up and just being able to gank them down, be aggressive, create enough space for anti-mage to farm. I mean, eventually they definitely
They will,
know the
yeah.
tri lane. Yeah.
They understand that this tri-lane is obviously still strong if you're giving the farm away to an anti-mage. You're not too worried that the Ursa's getting levels because the anti-mage is the one getting the farm. Witch Doctor opting to go for the healing on level 2 can't even pick up the Maledict, so gonna make a lot of difference for them. But this Ursa is farming a lot better now. 17 and 5 versus the 21 and 12. The Fury Swipes is also taking care of this wave, but the best thing that he does is the Ion Shell is on him, so he gets a lot of denies for himself, which made the world's difference for him. It's, 19 and 6 now, 21 and 12 still on the anti-mage. The double pull is going to be there, the stun. They have to follow up the Fortune's End. The Purifying Flame going to be used as well. Now this line is dropping very low, just needs one more hit. The Enchant Totem was not there. This Omni Knight kind of blocked his own teammate, but it was enough. It was...
He keeps doing it though.
Bottom lane picking up this Lina. Lina picking up this double damage rune.
Double damage, yeah.
There's not a lot of there's not a bottle on her yet, so going for the level 5, just going for the last hits here. Level 4 on the Necrophos. 19 and 11, 20 and 12 on this last hits that denies versus the 14 and 3 on the Necrophos. Little Spoon definitely showing a bit of dominance here.
Oh, look at... Oh, look at this mana burning at top. This anti-mage is definitely going to get a few hits off. Just the mana drain burning that lane is crazy, hey.
It's a 15-minute mark,
the anti-mage and the lion.
If you mana drain the Earthshaker, he's not able to get the second pick off. Now this Oracle, they do have the Maledict. The Fissure's going to be there to block them off, but the stun, it's going to be there, and the Purifying Flames is going to be able to secure the kill. Now they need to do a lot more damage to this Oracle to make sure that he goes down. He's probably just going to be able to use the Purifying Flames on himself. If he does it, he's going to be denied now. Does do 180 damage, yeah.
Yeah, he could have done that. That was crazy. This survivability and their placement is just so on point.
It was the fissure block, right? The fissure landed right here in order to block off, where if it landed just a bit more south, they would have been able to do a lot of damage with the Maledict. The Oracle would have died. It would have been a stun. Lion would have come in, and the Witch Doctor probably could have positioned away from whatever was sort of potential death for him. Oracle moving down mid. They do have the smoke up. They want to be able to get the pick off on this Necrophos. Now the Fortune's End is going to be there. They have the Light Strike array. The Dragon Slave is there as well. They need the burst damage from the Laguna Blade, but he is not going to be able to get it off because he did the Fate's Edict. He used... Oracle... No, there's no Fate's Edict.
They double stunned though.
How did they not get the Laguna Blade off? That's insane.
Fortune's End normally debuffs, so you could have debuffed the Maledict off of them. Oh, you see, he's only...
But that's the thing, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, geez, here comes a stun.
Stun is there, the Maledict not going to be able to follow.
Level 1 stun. It's only 3 bounces. Oh, look at that damage. No, you don't want to be in part of that. Oh, Ursa's level 6 already.
This is what they should have done quite a while back now. This Omni Knight moving down bottom and the Ursa moving up top means that they can testing this anti-mage. Lion is going to be able to get the double stun. The Fortune's End is going to actually come out onto this Ursa. Ursa does have the enrage, so we'll have to use it just to get away now. Paralyzing Cask is going to be there. They do have the stun, but it blocks his team again.
Yeah, that normally causes a lot of issues here.
They need to start focusing on practicing this. Stun is going to be there. The Hex to follow up. The Fortune's End. They will be able to get down 0-2. And it seems like the only thing that's working against Team Solid now is their own Earthshaker, because they could have had quite a lot more pickoffs. 8 minutes into the game, 7-0. You practically have a kill per minute.
Yeah, it's actually quite crazy. They're actually keeping up with their farm. I mean, their rotations is just on points as well. And they don't expect them because of the lack of vision. I mean, their top, they've got enough. Team Solid does have decent vision, top, but not enough though by the looks of it. That's what's catching them off guard because they literally just sneak through and then they just don't know that they're coming from that points.
It seems like Team Solid says we need to move back a bit, guys. Get our positioning correct. Need to get our team fight up and running. Witch Doctor moving to get the mana on. They wanted to get the kill off the anti-mage because they can't do it if they have the fissure landing quickly, and then after that the Maledict with the paralyzing cask. He's not going to be able to TP out, but they're just farming this camp now. Anti-mage down bottom is going up against the Omni Knight. So they're swapping around now again for the Jace effect. And it means anti-mage is farming. And even though Ursa also is, the Hex is going to be there up top, the stun, even a vacuum for good measure, but the vacuum was just collecting dust.
Oh, wow, look how much damage that Iron Shell. Wow, it's a maxed out Iron Shell.
Yeah, the Laguna Blade's going to be able to get the kill down in mid lane.
Should also be tanky enough to absorb those hits, yeah.
And this is the thing about the Dark Seer, right? Is he's literally just pushing away. He's not focusing on kills, even though he did get them. Now the Fortune's End, the Lion will be able to get the kill onto this Necrophos. Now the stun is going to be there. They enrage still. They don't have the Light Striker Ray just yet. 1 second. Now they wanted to use it as a defensively, but Vanilla, you have to stop moving back. You have the Purifying Flame for yourself. The Cask is going to be there. The Maledict to follow up. It doesn't latch on with the Maledict. He's going to be able to get out. This is a Light Striker Ray. This Ursa still wants to move in. The Purifying Flames, the Fortune's End.
Wow, this is actually, they correspond so well together. I mean, you know, when they see the other teammates in trouble, they just turn around and see if they can help in that situation to prolong the fight, to either end up killing someone in the process.
They're looking to get the kill on this Omni Knight now, but this is the most difficult one for them. Especially with the fact that he's almost level 6. So Team Solid now are literally 8k net worth behind, and all they want to do is get their level 6 up on all the heroes. They want to be able to start team fighting. They need the mana boots as well on both heroes, like the Omni Knight. Omni Knight seems to be going for the phase boots and naturally being in the off lane. Witch Doctor still needs the mana boots quite a whiles away as well. Lion, the Earthshaker is here. The stun is going to be there. The follow-up with the Fortune's End. The Anti-Mage is going to be there. The Hex to follow up. They do heal him. But there's no ulti from the Omni Knight just yet because he's not level 6. And that is 11 minutes into the game. 11 kills. Stun is going to be there again. Fortune's End. Anti-Mage doing a lot of damage. You're not going to be able to heal this up, my friend. And Merc goes down.
Ah, comes the Ursa.
Ursa, again, this is the weirdest thing. It's the Fortune's End. Fortune's End sets up everything. It sets up the stun. After that, the Purifying Flames. They do have the Hex. Another Purifying Flames, and that's going to be enough. It gives them 13 kills. 12 minutes into the game. You've literally given away more than 1 kill per minute. You've given away 1 point.
What am I seeing tonight? Literally, what is this game?
Omni Knight is there now. The healing is going to be there. The setup from the stun. They do have the Fortune's End coming in now, but the Earthshaker is there as well. The Fissure, it actually lands perfectly, but there's no follow-up damage for them as the Ursa is not there. Up top, Darkseer dropping very low. Necrophos is going to be able to get the kill.
Just
Cask.
just not secure for the boots that he needed.
We
Oh wow.
don't have the second fissure, so just draining the mana of the Earthshaker is the best they can do. And the middle tower is dropping very low down
There's
mid.
no mana to do anything. They should end up taking the tower mid now.
And Lina moving
All
down bottom.
towers are down.
Now they want to set up for the kill. They do have the stun. They have the follow-up Light Striker Ray. They have the burst damage with the ult from Lina. There's no Finger of Death. Not really worried too much about stacking the damage still. Just want to be able to get the sort of, it's old school Lion now. He's just wants to get his crowd control off, and it seems like BKB is going to be the first thing that Ursa needs. But he needs to get the Vladimir's offering up as well, because he needs to start contesting Roshan, and you're this far behind. You are literally 5th in terms of the net worth. Your Necrophos is doing a lot better. Necrophos being a good sort of hero that survives in these scenarios, but
they're not really giving them much leverage. I mean, they're keeping every single lane pushed out here.
Witch Doctor, the Purifying Flames is going to be there. They do have the stun and the follow-up damage there with Lion. That just bursts him down. He just melts, and all he did was go for a D ward. Poor guy.
Yeah, that was, he's got 2 on that stack now. I mean, plus 40 damage each. That's okay, that's 80 damage. So far, so good. Eventually, that Finger of Death is going to be able to one-shot. The rate they're carrying on. Oh, okay, here comes their 3rd tier 1, actually. Oh, here comes a stun. Is there a vacuum to follow up, maybe?
No, there's a Lina ult, however. So the Maledict going to go out onto the Lina. They're doing a lot of damage. Purifying Flames. They do have the Fortune's End. Now the Darkseer is dropping very low. Moving to get the Fortune's End on him. They do drop the wall just to get the extra slow. And then it seems like the Darkseer could go down using that Fate's Edict in order to disarm him. And the Surge is going to be enough to get him out of there. Now Witch Doctor. You're in not a favorable position, my friend, because that is a double stun. The Purifying Flames, it's going to be enough.
Very out of place there. It wasn't a good idea.
Definitely out of position. So it is going to be Mechanism first for the Oracle. They will be able to get 3 ruins for this dire side. It's definitely not looking good for Team Solid. 1-18, 15 minutes into the game. 14k network deficit. This Ursa is getting the smoke. He wants to get the Roshan, but the Anti-Mage is pushing down bottom. Has the Battle Fury, is going for the Manta Style next. They're not going to be able to contest this. You need to start making plays now.
Making it very hard. Top. I mean,
this Lion just walks around the Light Strike Array there to follow up. He has the Blink Dagger already. And they just burst down this Earthshaker. He had no idea what was going on. He thought he was still safe behind his tower, and it was a good movement from them. Fortune's End. They have the follow-up stun. They even have the Hex. The Lion does blink in. The Light Strike Array is there. They will just be able to get him with the Purifying Flames. Now the Shroud, Ghost Shroud, not going to be there.
I can't believe what I'm seeing. I'm enjoying this game so much.
Yeah, this is an interesting game to see.
And this Lion just blinks behind the tower. It's like, I've got it, I'm going to use it, and I'm going to cut him off.
Pushing down tier 2 towers 16 minutes into the game. They now are saying they want to go for the tier 2 in middle, pressuring the objectives rather than just going for the team fights. Very good on their part, because this does mean that they can even contest Roshan after this.
I mean, look at Anti-Mage's farm. You're looking at 16 minutes in, almost has his Manta. I mean, look at that. Well, it's going to be about 21 minutes before he gets it. Dorate's farming, maybe even less.
Necrophos just wants to get a kill right now and make sure that they can, like, get out of there. There's going to be the vacuum. Big vacuum into a wall. There's going to be the Maledict used now. The Witch Doctor is there, but a big Finger of Death going to be able to annihilate that Witch Doctor. He just melts down. Now, Fortune's End. They're looking to get the follow-up on the Ursa. They do have the Pipe of Insight, the Blink Dagger, the Stun. They do have the Laguna Blade. The Echo Slam comes out from the Earthshaker. Wanted to use the Enchant Totem. It's still 2 seconds to the Fisher, but the Light Strike Array is there. There's way too much burst damage. They can't follow up with this. Darkseer has to go for the Iron Shell just to pressure this. They can contest this high ground fight. You're 5 versus 2. There's no buybacks. There's a buyback on the Ursa. You should probably just force it.
Not giving them any chance to do anything. They're so far ahead in net worth, last hits, denies, you name it, XP. They're so far ahead of them. I mean, they 1 for 23.
1 for 23, and it's not even 18 minutes into the game.
It's gonna be easy. Yeah. it's not going to be easy for Team Solid to get back into this.
You have a bit of a good high ground defense though, except for the fact that there's a blink dagger on the Lion. This Earthshaker is good at the high ground defense. He doesn't even have mana boots though. He's not having a good time. But other than that, the Necrophos is there, the Ursa is there. You still have great potential for high ground defense. Is going to go for this jungle farm. If this anti-mage had a Basher, had an Abyssal, probably would have been different. But they want to go out onto him. But he pops the cask on the counterspell. Fissure.
That was crazy. That was so quick.
And the Fissure blocks the Ursa again from doing anything. So Ursa's just like, you know... Screw this. Well, he could just...
Really?
Maybe just go for the Roshan. Okay, it seems like the Dire side are going for the Roshan. They want to get this kill on the anti-mage. The counterspell was there.
Yeah, he's going to try.
Okay, so...
It's level 17, where Ursa's only level 10 though.
They're just going for this Roshan. There's nothing that the Radiant side can do. You don't even have a Witch Doctor. There's no big ults. The burst damage is not there for Lion. Laguna Blade is still up for the Lina. The Fissure does come out. The Ursa's there. The Fortune's End. They do a lot of damage there. They do have the ult from the Omni Knight. It's going to make the world's difference probably for them. He needs to start healing this Ursa so that he can get the pickoffs, but the Fortune's End's going to be there along with the Fate's Edict to make sure that he can't attack. And now the Blink is going to be there. Counterspell going to be used, and it's going to be your cask on your own team again. The perfect timing on the counter spells. That's going to be enough. Omni Knight dropping very low, and the GG does come out. Team Solid saying they've had enough. 1 for 27, 20 minutes into the game. Anti-Mage is there. They're stunned from Lion. They're not going to be able to chase down the Omni Knight, but it was an impressive game from the Jace effect. Wow.
It really was. I enjoyed that.
Yeah, that was
one of the best games I've actually seen in a while.
Anyone who's going up against the Jace effect next, if they weren't watching this game, I do feel sorry for them because they need to make sure that they bring their A game. So Jace effect going through. We want to thank you guys for tuning into the Alsa League. Want to thank Mr. Matt Hatton for co-casting with me. We want to thank the sponsors for MSI for bringing us this great tournament, and we'll see you guys again tomorrow.
Awesome. Thanks for watching, guys.
This is the MSI Vigor GK70. It's a mechanical 10 keyless or TKL keyboard. That means it doesn't have a numpad, as you can see. This makes it much more compact and practical for use on smaller desks or LAN parties. It features a floating key design, which doesn't just look nice, but it also makes the keyboard really easy to clean once you remove the keycaps. The keyboard has an anodized aluminum base. This gives it a very premium look, but also a lot of extra toughness. The Vigor GK70 uses Cherry MX mechanical switches and is currently available in Cherry MX Red and Cherry MX Silver. Each Cherry MX switch is rated to last over 50 million key presses. This makes it a great investment for years of intensive gaming. You can choose from millions of different colors and a number of predefined effects by using the shortcuts on the keyboard itself. For more detailed lighting control, please use the MSI Mystic Light RGB software.